Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Admiral Markets. My name is Chris, and together with Nenad, we take a look at the first steps when starting your trading, and we'll do that basically focusing on how do you choose, what system and what kind of advantages and all kind of details that you might want to know of when you start out or you just started the last 2 years. If you have traded more than 2 years, then perhaps this webinar could seem a bit simple to you, but of course we would gladly see you join along and just check out what we have to say. First of all, be aware of this disclaimer. It is explaining that this webinar and later on video is shown to a global audience but may not be suitable for everyone. Please take a look at admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact the appropriate entity to find out more details about that. Also, please be aware that trading for exchange at global financial markets is considered high risk. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This webinar and the later on recording is for informational and educational purposes only. By continuing watching this video and recording and of course live webinar, you agree with this disclaimer. Plus, you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Thank you so much for your attention. My name is Chris. Nenad, of course, later on will join us taking a look at this topic together. As you might know, we not only host these webinars, but also other webinars. Nenad takes a look at his recaps on Mondays, expert opinions on Wednesdays. I have Tuesday, Wednesday, indeed, live trading rooms in the morning. So if you would like to check it out, by all means, would love to see that. Nenad also and I share our analysis, pre-fact, fundamental technical wave analysis. You can find that too on admiralmarkets.com. So hope to see you there. Please feel free to check out all the articles there, and there's a lot of information there. So if you're starting out trading, admiralmarkets.com is a great source, is a great place to start and learn check out Admiral Markets YouTube channel as well, where we have all the recordings of our previous webinars, of course, and the live webinars you can check out and register at admiralmarkets.com. All right, so let's dive into some of these things that we think are very important. Basically, I'm going to start off, as you might have expected, with goals, because ultimately, I think that the divergence, let's say, on what we achieve and what we hope to achieve kind of leads to risky behavior. If we expect to make, a ton of millions, right, in the first hours or days or weeks, that's not realistic. Sorry to break that bad news for you, but yeah, that's not going to work. It just doesn't. You need to build experience. You need capital as well, trading capital, to get that to that point. So that takes time. So, but if you have that expectation and you're not there, then it typically could lead to high risk taking. And if you take high risk, then unfortunately, before you know it, there is a chance that the account is blown up and your trading capital is not there anymore. So having kind of a realistic expectation about what to expect in the first year, in the second year, in the 3 years after that, and all the years after that is very important. If you think that you're going to make too much, then you're going to be disappointed as well. You might quit, and even worse could be, or not even worse, but just as worse could be that you just lose the capital and might not even try a second time, or might lose the capital a second time or a third time. So with that danger in mind, keep in mind that at the first year, do not expect profits, at least, the very minimum. Now that's kind of a modest thing, actually. Many traders do not make profits at all, but they might quit before the first year, though. So keep that in mind too. But the first year, just look at it as a learning year. All right, learning year. Build your experience there. You've got to see, I would say, at least 2 years. That way, you kind of see the market cycle fully twice. Then you at least have kind of a database to refer to and say, okay, that happened in Christmas. That happened when the market was slow. That's when you see kind of a repetition in what happens throughout the whole year, right? So yeah, 2 years is kind of, then you get kind of a feeling for that. So the first year, you can't expect too much. Second year, try to aim for break even. the first year 2, and then the third year, set a modest goal for the risk you're taking. And then from there on, you can start to become a bit more aggressive if, of course, you've seen the successful kind of periods recently. All right? So that's the first thing. Other things, do not search for the Holy Grail. I'm starting on the right side, as you can see here. Do not expect profits here, right? Do not search for the Holy Grail. That means basically that due to the fact that market trading brings a lot of insecurity with it, right? We see price moving up and down. We see equity curves going up and down. So we want to kind of get the most solid confidence that we can find. That leads to us trying to find the best, the most perfect, the invincible, the always winning strategy. Well, that's not available. Don't search for it. Don't expect 100% setups either, right? It's always something that, you need to keep in mind that it's a probability that something could happen, a profit could happen, but a loss could happen too. Always. Never, ever can we wait for the perfect setup. We gotta, in a way, we have to be risk takers and risk managers, and that's why it's so difficult. We gotta balance that and be aware that we have to be both. Often enough, we're one of the two, but not both at the same time. Either we're extremely careful avoiding risk, which is not good because we need to take some risk to make profits, or we're not managing it at all and taking too much risk. We got to find that balance. Extremely important to find that balance, right? We have to have a bit of that risk-taking stuff, right? Because otherwise, we're going to be too afraid to enter the market. That's not good either. But we don't want to be entering the market and be, massively taking risk because then we are going to blow up the account. Finding that balance in what we expect per setup, what we expect in our system, what we expect from our equity curve, what we expect in the first year and onwards, so key and important. So many traders have problems with that. I too have, all of us have blown up accounts. Myself too. I was going very well at the start. I was trading at the very beginning. I was trading futures and only futures, not forex at all, actually. And later on, I went basically added forex and started actually to focus more on forex. And well, it went very well. I was earning a ton, and it was going very smooth, and it was very, very good. And then you hit that moment where you make that loss, and you try to get back that loss, and it was the next loss was double my previous loss, and then again a bigger loss, and before you know it, that basically the profit was gone. I was in a loss, and it just went spiraling down. Then I talked about it so often, the spiral of doom. Well, it happened to me, and unfortunately many of us. So now this is maybe something we cannot always avoid. In a way, you want to also check out and try maybe a small account. I'll talk about that in a second, because to a certain degree, if it's going to happen, it might as well happen to a small account, right? The one we are practicing with and learning with, an account that is maybe relatively not so meaningful for you, so that if you lose it, you're like, oh, that doesn't matter, right? That's the one you want to lose, right? That would be better. So what you do want to expect on the left here, don't think it's going to be a breeze. I'm sorry, I don't want to burst your bubble here, but unfortunately I have to. Yes, it's going to require time. You want to invest your energy in it, your focus in it. That's the only way where you're going to improve, learn, get better, and that doesn't sail in like a ship bringing tons of bricks out of the blue, of bricks of gold, by the way, and you made it. No, it doesn't work like that. It's like anything. It's a skill that needs time to invest, and then you can finally harvest. You can't harvest before you invest in learning and in saving trading capital and getting better in trading itself. So just like picking up a guitar or learning to play a sport, same thing, same process. All right, expect ups and downs. I already talked about that. don't think that it's all going to be clear at the start. Yes, it's going to have some confusing times. Confusion is a good sign. That means you're learning. If something's clear, that's great. But if you push further and you start to learn new concepts and you start to try to mix that with what you currently know, and there's some elements that are contrary to each other or conflicting with each other, that's normal. And that's you're going to eventually balance that. You're going to choose the system and the methods that you find appropriate, and you will get through that phase. But this is normal. Don't be scared about this. You just got to punch through. Persistence is very important. In fact, there was a study done. Persistence is the key behind the successful the success in all fields. Basically, they were looking at key attributes, and when they looked at it, persistence was there everywhere. Last but not least, keep in mind that although full-time trading might seem very adventurous, in certain circumstances it could be that you are, for instance, retired. Well, then obviously you have a source of income. You can consider yourself a full-time trader if you want to, right? Or maybe if you're a student. But if you need a certain income that you don't have through a passive method, then be careful with that, because it puts a lot of pressure on your trading performance to earn a regular income, especially if that regular income is, let's say you only need just a bit of extra. That makes it a bit easier. But if you really need a substantial amount compared to your trading capital, it's going to be tough. So that puts a lot of pressure on your trading. That makes your trading forced and makes it very difficult. So try to trade part-time, try to make yourself profitable in that zone, and really be careful with making any transition if you ever want that. Maybe it's not your goal in any case. All right, so that's a bit about goals and what to expect. Now, you're going to bump into a lot of advice regarding technical analysis, regarding trading systems, regarding how to approach trading, what to use, what indicators to use, what tools not to use. There's zillions of things about this. So ultimately, though, whatever we choose, it is about understanding the market. Even if you choose to use a very, let's say, very clear trading system with very strict rules, right? That is your interpretation of the market. That is how you view the market. We all have that market view. Systems are a way of digesting that so that we can feel confident as well about how we trade. That's good. We need that, especially when you start out. But I would try to encourage you to go further than that. It's a good start, great start, but eventually try to focus on understanding the market structure, going further than just following maybe a black box system, or even if it's not a black box system and you're learning a system that is explained to you, right? Try to go further than just learning the rules. Try to understand the spirit of it. I talked to a trader recently, and the guy just, you could see that he was not interested in that. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible to become a successful trader without that drive. I think it is. But I do think that you'll get further, and you'll be it might be confusing at the start, but I think you'll get further eventually in the long run than just looking at it with a kind of a narrow kind of view. Like, I'm only looking at this. That's it. Now, yes, granted, in a certain way, at a certain point, it's good, right? Because you don't want to have paralysis of analysis. So yes, it's good to focus on your system and trade that. All I wanted to say basically is that if you slowly but surely push further than that and try to see the essence the reason, the ideas behind the system, why is it like this, then I think that in the long run, you will be better off, because the system might not be as profitable in the future, might uh, turn into a losing system, or you might want to spread your risk more. There could be tons of things that ultimately make you better off if you push further than that. All right. So how to do that? Well, first of all, have fun with the process. Enjoy it. Don't get too stressed from it. Don't fear it. Just take it as a challenge where you learn and where you're always progressing, not as a test. Do a lot of paper trading. Do a lot of practicing. Try to recognize patterns. Try to understand patterns. Try to trade patterns. Try to see through the market so that you understand the path of least resistance. We talked about that last week. So that, and I know that if you're just starting, that you think like, what is the path of least resistance? Then check out our blog, because there's going to be an update on that this weekend. All right. Think about seeing trading as a dance. Check out our blog too. Admiral Markets, go to our blog. There's an explanation on that too. All right. I know these concepts might be, if you've been with our webinars already before, you know these concepts. If not, I know that you're thinking like, what is this? All right. So forget that for the moment. But you want to look at patterns. Paper trade. Take small risks so that you don't feel fearful. All right. Next tip for us. This is a great moment because we have a special opportunity for you that's called Zero to Hero. It's the ability to learn to trade in 21 days. It starts October the 3rd. So yes, we wanted you to be aware of it, and we wanted you to know, especially if you're starting out or if you just recently started, like the last 1-2 years, let's say, it's a great thing to have. It's a great starting point for your learning progress. Now, even if you're more than 2 years, you might still want to register, because there's a trading system is included, indicators, templates, trading psychology, risk management, software. So it covers a lot of elements. It's a wide course, but also deep at the same time at certain points that are very important. And it's 21 days, so it's short. Plus, realize that the webinars are going to be, or the recordings are going to be 20 minutes. So they're going to be to the point. We chose that on purpose because 18 to 20 minutes is optimal. Anyone who knows TED Talks, for instance, knows that they use 18 minutes formula on purpose. It's optimal because listeners lose focus eventually. 18 minutes, they can still hold that attention. That's for everyone, right? For me too, and Nenad and all of you, that's the same, right? And also for the presenter. It forces the presenter to kind of put the material into a condensed, precise, and to-the-point format. Sean, good question. If people from the US can sign up, honestly, I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you, I really don't know. I hope so, in a way, for you. Obviously, it would be great if you can join, obviously, and others. So I think it's best just to try and see how it goes. But in the meantime, we'll ask and see if we can get a response within the webinar, okay? Maybe that's the best. If we don't get a response, then maybe you can try. So yeah, try it out, folks. Hero to Zero, you can just go to the website, admiralmarkets.com, click on, now it's on the front page. If you're looking at this later on, a few months from now, maybe it's not on the home page anymore, but you can probably still join. Just send a message to Admiral Markets, send a message to customer service, and they'll probably be able to set that up for you. All right, now small little kind of promotion here. I know that may be expected, but yeah, we do want to mention it. Nenad and I really appreciate trading with Admiral Markets. We have very good experiences with it, and that's how the thing started. We were trading with Admiral Markets, and Admiral Markets was looking for analysis and webinar speakers. So that's how we ended up being here in this webinar. Already starting some 4 years ago now in the meantime, and that's been great. So Admiral Markets has improved since then, winning the MT4 Broker of the UK in 2015. Part of that was because of the MT4 Supreme Edition. That is just a great software tool in the meantime, that has expanded to with 100 extra features. What kind of things? You name it, from easy management tools to correlation traders to indicators, 100 extra things, basically making our life of trading easier. So now, not all of those features are going to be something we necessarily want. I mean, I enjoy Admiral Keltner, but I don't use maybe something else that much, right? You might, find the time of the candle, how much time is it left easier or handy, but not the trade terminal, etc. But with 100 plus things, I'm sure you'll find a lot of things that you found that will be beneficial for you. WebTrader makes it easy to trade from your device, from a remote location, when you're in the train, right? For instance. So that's very easy because you don't have to download any software. Now, also when you start out trading, excellent conditions here, low starting capital. When you start out, there is an advantage of that. As I said, there is a chance that you might lose some capital. So you can test with a smaller account that you can do with Admiral Markets. It's not always like that. 200 euros, 200 pounds, I think, $200. Well, it depends also. I want to be careful here because it also depends from country to country, all right? That could be, so please look into that yourself. You'll find it very easily. So because I don't want to mention numbers here and it turns out to be different. So, but generally speaking, low trading capital. And last but not least, and I'll move on here, Nenad and I and others too, we're showing live webinars, pre-fact analysis, in a lot of terms, a lot of articles, so I think there's a lot of value there too, in my opinion, and I think that the traders that follow us regularly agree, so I hope that would be another reason to think about it. All right, so next, focus learning.
Miro.
Basically what I mean with that is, and that was Nenad there for a second, saying hi. Basically, focus learning. What I mean is that we can look a lot at the charts. We can look a lot at what's happening without really learning. What I mean is that if we're looking at trading and we're just so nervous of a trade, we are monitoring price kind of like nervously, looking at what's going on without realizing that we're just kind of like staring at price without absorbing it, without learning from it. That is not so useful screen time. What is useful is if we're analyzing and making trade plans, and even if we're not trading them, but we're following up and seeing what happened and we're learning from it, if it went well, if it didn't, why didn't it go well. So there's a constant feedback loop. What we analyze, how we trade it, or want to trade it, right? Or thought about trading it, and even if we do it on paper, and what really happened. That's a quick loop. And the more we do that, the more trades we take like that, the faster we're learning. Now, real life trading, of course, is always the best because that is when we really test our psychology and our persistence in keeping that trade throughout all those psychological roller coasters that we will face. But real trading is slower. So by actually paper trading and doing some back testing, we take more trades, which is basically providing us a quicker feedback loop. Hence, we learn quicker from trades. So I think ideally it's a mix. Live trades and trades from the past and paper trades backtesting. So that is, I think, ideal because that gives us a quick feedback loop and we build that experience quicker. So that's useful screening time. Other things that I think are important when starting is kicking off the learning process with webinars, seminars, reading, ebooks, books, materials, websites, right? Very good. Find your niche, find your edge, find what you find pleasant to trade and that suits your trading psychology. All right, that's going to take some time. We're going to be kicking around some ideas, removing, adding. That's logical. The other two things are basically, in my opinion, interaction, but with people. So let me group this together here with coloring. So this is basically learning, but from static things, objects, right? Books, websites. This is learning from the screens, right? From the charts. Whereas these two are learning from people together with other traders. That could be in different ways. That could be through talking, through showing screenshots, interacting in groups, whether live or online. And that could be in different roles. That could be you could have a mentor, you could have a peer group, or you could be eventually mentoring. I know that might sound funny, but those are all different ways of learning, even mentoring. And you might say, but how can I mentor? I've been only trading 2 years. Yes, but you can still mentor someone who's been trading 1 week. And you might not think that, but yes, you can. Now, you might not be able to explain everything from A to Z, but you can explain everything from A to M or whatever, right? You could explain about the start, like, okay, I used fibs at the beginning. I didn't like it that much, but then I bumped into moving averages, try that out. You can still guide a person. Yes, in that way, you are a mentor, all right? Now, a mentor maybe not in a role that you could perfectly say, like, perfectly help someone yet, but still point them in certain directions. So all of these three things, roles, I think are important to, I think, help you as a trader. Now, I know that not everyone is going to be doing this. That's fine too. Everyone has their own, road to Rome. But the people who do, I think, yes, will learn from that. All right, so otherwise, regarding demos, I wanted to tell you this, that it's good to have 2 demos. It's good to have a fun demo and a serious demo because you want to play around, take some foolish trades, practice some stuff. That urge is not going to go away. We're not going to be able to have one demo account and treat it seriously because we are just not going to be able to avoid taking trades that are just too tempting to test out. Like, oh, I know that this is going to happen. I want to take that trade, but it's not part of my trading plan, but I still want to take it. I want to take that trade. So have a demo that's just for fun, just to try out some things that seem impulsive, that are just, just like, hey, I want to just try this. Do it. You're going to have that moment that you want to do that. But also have a serious demo account because you want to test the system. You want to have 50 setups and then look back at the stats and say, was this profitable? And if yes, what kind of equity curve? How did the stats look like? Is this something that I like to trade or am I going to change it, right? You want to trade something, one system, and at least take 40 to 50 setups so that you have a decent track record that you can use and say, and really look back and it has value. Because if you take 5 trades, no, those 5 trades mean nothing, absolutely nothing. It says nothing about the system. And unfortunately, it happens so many times that traders do judge a system on 5 trades, 4, 3, 2, 6, whatever the number is. Anything below 10, no, it means nothing. However you think it might mean something, it means 0.00000 to a zillion. You need 40 to 50 trades before you can really judge a system. And you can say, okay, is this something I want to continue with? Is this something I want to continue with but improve? Or is this, I'm going to use part of it or I'm going to use nothing? Then you might make that judgment just based, and then you can make that judgment based on what you just feel pleasant to trade. If you want to trade, as I said, you want to have fun, you you want to trade something you like, but also keep in mind that, yes, you do want to trade something you like, but if you're trading something for the 100th time, well, maybe you're getting into a kind of a cycle. That's not good either. You want to, at the end of the day, also stick to something. So that's a balance you got to find. By the way, one more very last thing, but I think it's really cool is that if you start trading with Admiral Markets, by the way, through Nenad and myself, and I'll drop the link there in a second in the chat box, then you can basically, let me write that down quickly. You'll be able to get some extra value through extra courses and stuff like that we offer. You'll get extra credit depending on your volume. So if you want more than this, this is already a lot. I know that Admiral Markets is offering, but if you think it's interesting, to get some extra guidance from us, then you can do that. If you start an account with Admiral Markets through us, just write us an email right here in the left lower corner. All right, and there are other basically bonuses and benefits connected to that. So just write us an email. I don't want to list all the things. It would, don't want to hold up the webinar too long here, but there are a lot. There are 12 things or something like that, huge list. So take a look right here and send us an email if you're interested in that. With that said, that's my part. So I'm going to see if Nenad is with us right now, and he's going to share his premium tips for starting traders. Maybe his microphone is maybe still muted.
Hi, Chris. I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Everything
Good.
is perfect.
Great.
Yeah. So I was just recording something. So yeah, guys will see that if they join up Zero to Hero project. So
great.
Actually, guys, as Chris is always playing, everything is absolutely perfect with Zero to Hero. That is the project that will be shown to you very soon. I mean, it's for beginner traders, but of course, even experienced traders can benefit from it. So stay tuned. You will see there are some live trading examples, and will be a lot of surprises. So sign up, definitely. Okay, now beginner trader. Chris has already spoken about the most important things, and I will mention some more. Okay, so. Beginner traders, guys. Now this might be a little bit funny, but also traders who are not that kind of beginner traders also suffer from those blocks. No idea of stop loss, confused with price whipsaws. That can really happen to traders who are not that experienced. But even for some traders who are experienced, actually it might happen. No ideas of stop loss. Well. If you don't know what a stop loss is, then you should definitely get to the first lesson about Forex market. Now, the capital risk is at its peak. It means, guys, that every second trader, or even more, like 95% of traders, will risk capital at its peak. They will lose the account in a couple of months. Okay? Couple of months. Literally. So it means that beginner traders simply don't know anything about the risk. And I literally mean anything. The thing is that when they lose, they will invest more instead of investing in their own knowledge. So they should invest in themselves first. And when they invest in themselves, then they go investing with Forex. Okay? That should be it. And that's the truth in Forex market, okay? So first invest in yourself, then invest with the broker. Ignoring or trading the news blindly. Also, some traders, new traders, simply will not adhere to the rules that are very specific. Do not use intraday systems before some very important news event, before major news. If you are in a trade, and you're expecting the news and you don't want to cut a trade off, you should protect your trade somehow. at least scale out, or you still have a stop loss, so use it. But trading just before the news is not recommended. Wait after the news spike and then get in. Beginner trader will lose money every day, burning the initial deposit. Always happens. Sweating every time the trade is taken. Most of the time, traders will definitely sweat and hope trade. That means that if they start to lose, they will make mistakes, and actually they will pray that the trades are back, at least to break even. But it may happen few times, and next time probably it won't happen and the account will be depleted. The good thing about beginner traders, guys, is screening time. Because even if a person does not know anything about trading, it will learn something. How the price is moving, what is a pip, how the price is related to lot size, and so on. So screening time is a good thing. Also, beginner trader usually hears that traders make millions by sitting close to their computer. Do you really think that's the truth? Well, it's not the truth. The thing is that no one makes millions just by sitting. Well, it needs, for a million, you really need to be either a very, very lucky person, or to actually be so consistent that it can happen in years, but not in days, let alone hours. Beginner trader is very optimistic. Even if he or she loses a trade, there is still a huge optimism inside it, and the good thing is they will not stop trading, but actually they will continue on depositing the money even though they don't know to trade. As I say, first invest in yourself. Visit our webinars that are completely free for you, and that is also a form of investment. So then when you are safe, when you think that you can actually make something out of it, then you invest money. Beginner traders are full of excitement and very overconfident. Not a good thing, but actually I need to say it's more like a bad thing, because trading when you are euphoric will bring you to losses. After few initial successes, trader thinks that he can make money every day. Not possible. Revenge trading, always possible. Start searching for books and signals from other traders. This is also what happens. Traders prefer to go with signal providers and ask other traders what do they think about trades. Will euro dollar go up? Will pound dollar go down? Well, guys, for all of you who are still new, I need to say that if you want to know something about trading and analysis, then please go to our website and listen to it. One more example that I will give to you right now is actually how even if you're a new trader or experienced can profit from a good analysis. I need to use now this occasion because I was on this trade. So our analysis on Admiral Markets website, completely free. Here POC 29.70 was hit, and now the price is in profit. Okay, just a slight example, and I hope that you didn't miss our analysis today. Okay, so you can benefit from the analysis, but not from every single analysis. Chris and I have a respectable record of it, so always listen to our advices, because we are traders. We are not just analysts. We trade. That's difference. Okay, next thing. Beginner trader searches for Holy Grail and indicators. Well, we know that Holy Grail does not exist. Actually, Holy Grail does exist, but within your own mind, guys. You are your own Holy Grail. You are ultimately the person who can make something out of it. And let me just give you a single and most simplistic explanation. We can all trade the same system. Let's say 100 of you will trade my or Chris system, right? And follow our trades. But every single person out there will have a different result. Even Chris and I, even you, even Sean from US, even Emre from Luxembourg. Everyone will have different result, guys. Everyone. Because of the human factor. So don't search for Holy Grail. Just learn what we teach you and experiment. But not with jumping from a system to a system. Experiment with your own or our system. Try to make some changes, like let's say trading ORIEN just during London and New York session. And then when Tokyo kicks in, okay, then switch to pound yen maybe. Or let's say don't trade euro dollar if you see that euro dollar is making 40 pips per day. That's nonsense. Euro dollar now at this point is, I just analyze because traders like to see where euro dollar will go, but I don't trade it. I trade mostly yen pairs because now you see those are those simple things that will make you stand out of the crowd. Still within the system, slight changes. So forget about Holy Grail. Learn the basics. Follow price action trading school. Follow Zero to Hero project. Very good project, guys. You will see. Find a good broker. As Chris already said, well, we are trading with Admiral. We put the money. We put the money into Admiral. Okay, so we are trading with Admiral. Learn the basics again. Why I say learn the basics? Because you need to learn the basics again, especially if you're not profitable. So that is why we have step-by-step school, price action trading school, and that is why we have Zero to Hero project, short, concise course that should make you profitable in the beginning. Demo trade. Always do demo trade before you go live. And what I suggest, try to treat demo trade account and demo account as if you were trading live account. Try to use that psychology. Try to treat it the same, guys. Because then you will make a good habit of real trading. That is why you need to do it. Okay, that is why you need to do it. Demo trade your account as if you were trading live. Next step, understand technical analysis. If you don't understand it, we are here for you, Chris and I. So just send us the question. We are not going anywhere. We are here to help you. We are not hiding, right? We are not persons who will appear now and then they will disappear. So understand what we are saying. If you don't know something, just ask us. Get proper tools. Download everything you need. Download Admiral Markets Supreme Edition. It will help you. And beginner traders, listen to me now. Try to start with higher time frames, such as 4-hour time frame. That is very important because I know from my personal experience, I started with lower time frames, and it means I started with scalping. Because forums where I was as a new trader told me that I can make quick money with scalping. And over the years, I have learned the real truth. It's not possible. So the first thing is you need to learn about higher time frame trading. So let's say 1 hour and eventually 4 hour. But for beginners, I recommend 4 hour because 4 hour is where you learn about patience. 4 hour time frame will teach you patience, guys, believe me. That is what you need to learn, patience first. Then you can drill down to 1 hour time frame. Eventually you can use scalping, but that comes later. Step by step. And then you need to know everything. Breakout, counter trend, trend, scalping. and you need to adapt to market conditions. If market conditions are good to scalp, then scalp. But if market conditions are just for positional trading, well, then do just positional trading. 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame. Good. Don't try to experiment with 1 minute time frame. You will lose. No beginner trader can trade successfully in 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frame is good for multiple time frame top-down analysis, where you pinpoint your entries. But for just a single time frame trading, it's too much extreme. It's very, very extreme. I really don't like it. I just make some trades that are actually very good for multiple time frame analysis, like trading spikes on 1 minute. News trading is good on 1 minute. NFP trading, we already covered it, right? How to trade news. But we will have that section also in Price Action Training School, guys, because when we finish with Price Action Training School, we will do some live trading. You know that we also have session recaps that are on Monday that will stay the same, where I give you setups, and maybe during 1 hour each Wednesday we will try to grab something with live trading if the price listens to us. If it doesn't listen to us, well, I will give you the trade. That is what we will do after we finish with Price Action Training School, and we will use all principles that we have learned in Price Action Training School. Maybe that will be a high volatility trading, maybe that will be counter trend. We have a lot of tools at our disposal. Okay, Zero to Hero project. You should visit it because you can make money with it. And there were 2 trades that I made and show you how you can make money. So you will see that there is tons of different possibilities. For starters, go with Zero to Hero and download and sign up. And then you can go, if you still don't know what Price Action Training School is, go listen to it. Because price action flow is very important to you. Even as a beginner trader, this is what you need to learn. Next thing, learn about longs and shorts. When to go long, when to go short. Learn about leverage. What is the leverage? Why you should use low risk instead of high risk. Learn about margin. Learn that margin is reverse of leverage. And again, watch price action flow. I will repeat this because this is very important thing. You cannot simply get indicators and follow every single signal, because sometimes the price will reject from higher levels of support, and you actually want to trade it with a lower support. That is what makes difference. You know, guys, what I'm talking about. And if you don't know, if you're of course a beginner trader, this is very simple explanation. If the price goes up, sometimes this small retracement will be enough to give you the push, but sometimes this retracement will give you the push, not this one. So the price will drop a little bit lower. So we try to overcome that problem in Zero to Hero project, where everything is clear. You know where to place your trades, and you know when the price is at its extremes. For us who trade every day, and for you who follow our analysis, well, POC zones are somewhere where you can place your trades. Like, for example, today, GBP dollar. So watch price action flow. That is of utmost importance. Understand technical analysis. Get proper tools. This is what I said, but want to remind you once more. Okay, 4-hour time frames. Start demo trade it. Then maybe you will become a consistent trader who will know how to properly manage the risk. At least profitable 6 months in a row. This is important. If you want to go with live trading, my advice is to be at least profitable 6 months in a row. I mean, you don't need to be profitable every single month. But if 1 month is 10% up, maybe next month is 3% down, then next month is 2% down, and then next month is 6% up, and then next month maybe is 5% up. So that means that you are profitable. So don't need to chase every single month. But overall in 6 months, if you are profitable, then you can deposit a live account. Still, guys, I suggest that you deposit at least small amount of money on live account. At least something. I don't know for you how much is it means small account, but let's say maybe you can start with $100 or $1,000, and don't do small risks, guys, because if you trade with mini lots and nano lots on $1,000 account, even if you have like 10, 15 trades in a row that are missed, you still can be profitable. Okay, so just get the feel of real money. Now, a consistent trader will use a proven strategy because he stops searching for other different strategies. The only thing that he can change is actually those finesse. When to scalp, when to make breakout trade, when to position trade. Now, emotion control is very, very important. Even if you find it hard to stay focused, try to control your emotions. As I already explained, don't try to treat price action as your friend if you are not at the correct side of the market. If you are at the wrong side of the market, control your emotions. When you lose a trade, don't revenge it. Either way, price action is not your enemy too. Consistent trader is not afraid to lose, even if there are still losing months. Trading is about taking wins and accepting losses, but still, it's not the end of the world. Even banks lose, guys. Even the best traders in the world lose. Sometimes the trader will feel pain, and sometimes he is still euphoric. Even, guys, when you have become consistent trader, don't fall to a trap of emotions. I know many people, and I really know a lot of people from a trading world who actually only trade, nothing else. They still have huge losses because they trade emotionally. They want to revenge trades. They want to actually get in the first opportunity when they lose a trade. Don't do that, guys, please. And try to learn patience. I always say, market is like a shadow. When you stand still, the shadow will come to you. If you try to reach for it or to catch it, you will never do it. It's impossible. And don't forget the basic, most obvious principle of money management. I have not mentioned this since like maybe 3-4 months ago, so I will mention this again, especially for new traders. Successful trading is based on the tripod of successful trading. So profitable strategy, and you can have different strategies. So good positional strategy, good counter trend, good scalping, good breakout strategy. Proper risk management and trading psychology. And don't forget, guys, if one leg falls, everything will fall apart. That is of utmost importance. If you have anything to add, if you have any question, guys, please do ask us. Yes, Sean asked, can a USA person sign up for the course? Yes, Sean, it is possible, so no problems. Just send us an email or to Chris, so Chris has replied, so actually, yeah, you can do that. Okay, do you have any other questions? I hope that, well, most of you guys who are here are probably experienced traders. You visit our webinars and listen to our analysis, but for people who will watch this on YouTube, have in mind that you can always ask us questions, send us questions to our emails. We will be there for you. I don't see any questions, so we can assume that everything is clear. I hope that you enjoyed it. We will be here with you next week. Chris with his live trading room, and I with my session recaps and more to come. Yes, new question. Robin, where can I find the video you and Chris made on GBP dollar news and IB? Please, Robin, can you remind me what video was that? Chris and I made on GBP news and IB. I cannot remember. We have a lot of videos, Robin, and I'm not sure. Maybe you can send me an email, so I will check with Chris. So please send me an email. I will check with Chris. So we might find video. Counter trend 0930 news. No, I really don't know. I cannot remember really what kind of video was that. Counter trend. Ah, you mean? Oh yeah, you think probably about news trading, right? Yeah, that is. Yeah. I think I have. I can find it there. Yes, I know that was actually news. How to trade pound dollar during that time. Yes, please, Robin, send me an email, and I will try to search for the video, and then I will send the link. I know what video you're talking about, so I should be able to find it. Yeah, good. I remember that. Just for news trading for pound. Yeah. Okay, Ron is saying thanks. You're welcome, Ron. So, well, that was it, guys, right? I don't see any questions. Okay, Dave is saying thanks and bye. Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll be here with you soon. As always, cheers and see you next week. Trade safe. Bye for now.